What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and I'm going to be going over some thoughts and reactions against that game against Kelly, where we've more than likely just thrown the league away. The team looked fine going into the game, apart from Halliday starting a left back over Borna, because you knew there wasn't going to be as many overlapping runs and quality from the left hand side. Big Katic came back in, and the rest of the team, it looked fine. You were never for any minute going that Kilmarnock should problem us, apart from this recent run of form. Before I go further into detail about breaking down the actual game, although we know it's just going to be a lot of talking about the referees, the same inconsistencies, but I just cannot believe that we have went from the potential to win a game in hand to go top of the league to now 9 points behind. Of course, our game in hand brings it 6 points, but you keep seeing people coming up with these, we've got 2 old firms left, it's not over, but do you really see us not dropping points into all them old firms with this form? Like, it's been the same excuses, the same things keep getting said, but nothing seems to be improving. The team before the winter break, we were all absolutely loving it. The hype was real. Going into the winter break on an hour high of beating them at the Piggery, and then just all the hard work thrown away in the matter of a couple of weeks. It's just, I cannot believe it's so poor. Like, if that was any other manager's form of Rangers, everyone would be asking for their head in the plate. It is fact. I know it's harsh because everyone loves Gerrard, he always says the right things, but at the end of the day, what matters is that table and getting them points back and stopping 10 in a row. And this form is just, if that was any other manager, if that was Pedro Caixinha, for example, and we went from the position we were in to this position, people would be, if the pressure wasn't on before, it certainly is now, to say the least. It's probably a bit too early to say sacked in the morning and all that kind of carry on, but if this form continues and we get pumped out by Braga, I mean, can he really stay here next season if we don't pick up form for the rest? As you know, if you've been brave enough to go online and check out some other people's comments after the game on Facebook, Twitter, whatever it may be, you know everyone's absolutely heartbroken and everyone has a right to be, but I'm just going to read out some of the opinions that I had when I put out a poll after the game. Within 5 minutes I had over 300 votes and 90% of people were saying they agree that the league is over, which I'll put on screen now. I'm going to read out some of the replies that I had to that tweet, and the first one here is from Andrew C. He's saying, yes, beating helped them immensely, but we can't look past ourselves tonight. I'm afraid we lack fighting hunger in every game except against them, which I'll put for my further thought into, which is, he's 100% right. That team that played today, that team that's came back after the winter break, is a different team. It is non-recognisable compared to that team that walked out to their ground on the 29th of December and beat them and played them off the park, as we did. It could have been more comfortable again, but this team now, why is the mentality changed so much? I mean, us fans only know so much as what's going on behind the scenes, but I just do not understand. It's so heartbreaking to see us go from the position we were in to now. And speaking about beating tonight, how many appalling decisions did he have? You've literally got a couple of minutes before, Morelos was two-handed shoved over in the box, no penalty. Morelos scores his goal for the exact same thing, goal chopped off. I mean, that is just one of many examples, and of course their goal as well. There was a handball before it which was as blatant as can be. I'm sure everyone, I can't believe the fourth official on the sideline never seen it, never mind beaten with his position. We've got Hugh Thompson here saying it's well over. I don't see them dropping points against anyone anytime soon. And I've, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to admit it, got to agree, because fair play to them, as much as that kills me to say, and I'm sure it hurts to hear, but I'm sure everyone will admit, you have to say fair play to their mentality. They come into the same mentality every game, and it looks like they've got a plan B. But it's so weird that when we play against them, I believe we have better players, but it's just the mentality difference for me. Brian Spark chipping in saying, I would say it's gone from 2 points behind with a game in hand to this, WTF. We've got Paul Stewart here saying, what are we watching? No passion, no commitment and no belief. Sorry, but as far as I'm concerned, the league is now well and truly over, and can see us getting put out by Braga as well next week, and his frustration and everyone's frustration is totally understandable. Now, I've just listened to Gerrard's post-match reaction, and he's taking a lot of the blame, talking as well about signings. He was saying he didn't think he needed any more signings because he thought the mentality in the squad was right, the players that he had could handle it, and him himself there was starting to question some of the players' mentalities. He said he was going to have to do more analysing on certain individual players, but the majority of it he was taking the blame for himself. Now you understand why Gerrard's taking the blame, because he obviously won't want to put as much blame on his players, because obviously you want to try and bring the confidence up a little bit, and it's easier to criticise Gerrard than the players, like for the spirit of the team, but just the frustrations are so there. One of the most worrying things is we seem to have no plan B. It's just the exact same thing. Our wingers, they don't play like wingers. They cut inside. The left backs and right backs play like our wingers, and it's so predictable. You can almost predict our passing patterns week in, week out, and there's been no change. And again, hate to say it, that lot at the other side of Glasgow, they change it up. They go 3 at the back, and they've now got 2 strikers playing at the same time. They're actually playing with different things and dealing with their challenge. Going a bit over the actual game, it was just our same old. All the possession in the first half, looking alright, but just struggling to create chances. But Arfield's goal, by the way, probably the best thing we can take out of this game. Well, of course it was the best thing, but arguably only one of the positives that we can take out of the game was that shot was an absolute screamer again, and I'm convinced that he's been wearing Gerrard's boots for the past 2 games, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to get us 3 points. Kent getting booked in the first half as well for literally standing up. I understand maybe if Halliday got booked for running over and like he was trying to protect Kent, but the way he came in aggressively, which still would have been harsh, but Kent literally got booked for standing up with that power over the top of him and then trying to grab his arm and pull him back down again. It's just, I would love to have been able to read minds to see what was going on in that referee's head today. A lot of our little half chances today were just Kelly throwing bodies in the way, us being a little bit too predictable, wanting to walk it in the net, so it was allowing Kelly the chance to recover, get the bodies in the way. But we had a lot of chances as well where our final pass just hit over, and it was just another one of those days. But another talking point today was Morelos again, another yellow card for diving, same as in the 29th. Absolutely no problem with the yellow card. It was a deserved yellow card, no idea what he's thinking there, but again, you just ask for consistency, because Dicker, who was already booked for his challenge on Hadji, who was lucky, he committed numerous fouls in Hadji in that first half alone. He was lucky not to get sent off in the first half for the tackles, and never mind the dive that he done, but he doesn't get a yellow card for his. It's just, Tav had a little half chance near the end of the game that he blazed over the bar. Again, you've got to try and hit the targets for those ranges, just bounce nicely to him, but honestly, speaking of mistakes, that second goal that we conceded today, Gerrard said it himself, it was so schoolboy. Katic drawn in, defender wins a flick on, goals and caught flat-footed. It's so easy. Route 1 football and things like that just should not be catching us out. Now, a lot of fans, including myself, thought that Tav and Jack coming back into the team would have boosted the team, would have helped us kick on to find a form of before the winter break, but as tonight's proven, it wasn't really much of an improvement at all. It's just the same old. It was abysmal again. Not particularly them two individually, but just the team as a whole. It'd be very hard to find anyone that has pass marks today. I'm sure everyone will agree with that. But Tav, in his interview, they've just listened to that back. He came out right away, and fair play to him. The first thing he said was it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing, the performance that they put in today. Apologising to the fans, and it's good to see that he cares, like the team care about that sort of stuff. It's good the captain coming out and saying that, but at the same time, we just need to see the improvement. He also went on to speak about it almost seemed as if they couldn't handle the pressure when the other team started to do things well and the crowd started to back them and they weren't dealing with it well. But he was saying it's confusing them, which I'm sure is confusing us a lot more than them, as they can go to Parkhead and deal with that atmosphere but can't deal with Kilmarnock away. Now, I know this video is just going to seem like it's so much moaning and complaining about the referee, but at the end of the day, as bad as the referee was, our players were absolutely rancid today, and the players and Gerrard deserve the criticism that they get today. There was no subs made, the subs were too late. It seems to be a recurring theme, but I just really don't know where our players' mentalities are going to be from now. Of course, we can keep on trying. Miracles may happen. We might come back into this league, and hey, I would love for this video to be proved as, like, in a couple of months as embarrassing to me. I would love to be ridiculed for this video, and I'd love to be proved wrong. But for me, realistically, from now, it's just the Scottish Cup an absolute must win. Do our best to get through Braga and just keep chipping away at these points, and hopefully a miracle happens and some other teams take points off Celtic. Now, that's going to be all for this video, guys. I don't want to keep these here forever, because I know the majority of you watching this are going to be just as heartbroken as me, and of course this was a hard video to make, but I just really, even to vent kind of helps a little bit, you know. I'm sure you all can relate to that, but I appreciate you still leaving a like in the video if you are still here at this point. But put your thoughts in the comments down below. What's going wrong? What can we do to fix this? Is Gerrard still the man to stop 10 in a row? But once again, guys, thank you for watching. If you've got to this point, we'll catch you in the next video, which will be Saturday, where hopefully we've got some positive things to talk about.